I visited Six Flags St. Louis in March of 2024. I had a great time here. They have a solid, if not spectacular, roller coaster collection. The setting against the hill is very nice, and the operations were outstanding. It remains to be seen what this park will turn into under Enchanted Parks management. But whether those changes are negative or positive, I will always have nice memories of my visit to the park while it was still Six Flags St. Louis. To commemorate its final season as a Six Flags park, today I'm going to rank up all of the coasters of Six Flags St. Louis. In the 10th and final spot, and significantly worse than any other coaster in this park, we have the Boss. This is truly one of the worst roller coasters I've ever ridden. It's long and it's painful. It's amazing how such a forceless ride can deliver so much pain. Bulldoze it, RMC it, give it Titan track, do something. In its current state, it's unacceptable. In ninth place, I have the family coaster Rookie Racer, and there is an argument to be made that this coaster could be even higher. It's one of the smoothest in the park, and while it's not super thrilling, it's a very enjoyable ride and has a little bit of theming, which is kind of unusual for the coasters at Six Flags St. Louis, outside of the DC ones. At number 8, I have Screamin' Eagle, and it hurts me to rank this so low because it has a great layout, and I love that it goes so far back into the woods. It's just very painful. There were a lot of potholes when I rode it. Still nowhere near as bad as the Boss, but there are plenty of classic Woodies out there that don't beat you up this much. Coming in at number 7 is Ninja, and I did not hate this as much as everyone else seems to. My main complaint has nothing to do with roughness. It's actually just that the layout is really boring. A shallow drop, some very forceless inversions, a helix, and then you're back into the station. And the helix is honestly the best part. If this had a better layout, it would make sense to give it new trains and new restraints like Blue Hawk at Six Flags Over Georgia received. But with this layout, it's just not worth that kind of investment. That said, I rode this multiple times and enjoyed every ride. I would much rather ride this again than the Boss. At number 6, I'm putting Boomerang, and this is yet another one that I've heard terrible things about, and I had a great time on it. I think part of the reason I enjoy this and Ninja is that I'm tall enough, my head does not bounce off of the over-the-shoulder restraints the way it does for some people. So these are relatively painless rides for me. If I were shorter, I might hate this ride. But as is, I had a great time and I would have ridden this again, except, the one train ops make this a long line. This was the longest line I waited in on my visit. At number 5, I have American Thunder. And I need to clarify something in regard to this ride. I only got on it once. For most of my visit, this ride was closed. It was closed for several hours in the morning. It opened up for about an hour in mid-afternoon and broke down again shortly after I got off my initial ride. I really wanted to ride this more than once, especially after it warmed up, but that didn't happen on my visit. I wasn't very impressed with the ride I got, but it was probably due to the coaster not warming up properly. So maybe when I get back there in the future, this will climb up in my ranking. At number 4, I have Pandemonium, and I love this ride. I was able to get on it twice, and on my second ride, I had an unbalanced car, so the spinning was off the charts. At number 3, I have River King Mine Train. Yes, you heard that correctly. This to me is an underrated mine train. I love the setting, and I love that wicked pop of airtime in the back row on the final drop. At number 2, I have Batman the Ride, and yes, this is a clone of countless other Batman the Ride installations at other Six Flags parks, but this one was solid. I still prefer the OG Batman the Ride at my home park, Six Flags Great America, but this one is actually a little smoother. My number 1 coaster at Six Flags St. Louis is Mr. Freeze Reverse Blast. That backwards launch is insane, and I suggest sitting in the very back row to get the most out of that vertical spike halfway through the ride. What is your favorite ride at Six Flags St. Louis? Comment below, like, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.